Today I'm going to show you how to achieve this Discord call effect in Adobe After Effects. So if you're someone like me and you don't really like doing face cam, this is probably going to be most useful for you. But the other application is if you're doing like a podcast style video where you want to have something on the screen for people to look at and just not be a picture slate for the whole video. There's two things you need to achieve this effect. One is your picture that is going to be as your icon. I find that it's very important that you have this picture centered as your in the composition. So if you're making this in Photoshop, make sure you align everything to the center. Number two is your audio file, and I think it's very important to make sure that the audio is final. So do all your editing, do all your cutting for the audio already, then bring it into After Effects to do this effect. With that being said, let's just jump into After Effects and show you how to do this thing. Alright, so here we are in After Effects. I have my assets prepared, the picture and the audio file. And what we're going to do is create a new composition. It doesn't really matter too much right now how it looks. Just going to drag everything in. And here's our little icon, a button of a dog. Not my dog, just a dog. And just going to resize it a little bit. This might be too big, but of course you can resize it in your other editing program afterwards. So I'll just keep it around here-ish for now. Right now we're going to right click on our audio file on the timeline audio layer and click on keyframe assistant, convert audio to keyframes, and that's going to generate another layer where it's just keyframes. We can expand that out to see that it's made a left channel, a right channel, and a both channel. So for our purposes, we don't really need the left and right. We just get rid of them and keep the both channels. Also, we're going to need a circle as our like little green bubble thing. So we're going to make a new shape layer and draw out our circle like this. Doesn't really matter too much about the size, just as long as it is actually circular. And also kind of important is you want to check that the anchor point is in the center, because sometimes, I don't know why, but like the anchor point could be at a random spot somewhere. But if that's happening to you, all you need to do is hold Control and double click on the pan behind button to put it in the center. Also, we want to center the shape, so we're going to align that to the middle and then put it behind our button here. So the size doesn't matter too much right now because that's going to be determined by our audio waveform. We're going to do that right now. And what we're going to do is go to Transform and Scale. Now, this is going to be the difficult part. You're going to hold Alt and click on the stopwatch keyframe button, and it's going to open up the expressions. Now we're going to click on the Pick Whip button. That was kind of a mouthful. And basically drag it onto our slider for the audio waveform, okay? And this is going to create a bunch of stuff. We're not going to mess around with this. We will do some adjustment later, but just as it is now, here's what it looks like. If you pull it out, let's play it and see how it looks. If you're listening to this message, I want you to click that subscribe button and like this video right now. Okay, so you can't see it because it's too small. So if we get rid of our picture here, you can see that it's actually going, but just the default 0 is the scale is at 0, so you can't, it's not big enough. If you're listening to this message, I want you to click that subscribe button and like. And this is why we're gonna need to jump into the expression again and add some info to make it bigger, okay? And what we're gonna do is gonna go plus, type in plus, and then open bracket, not open brackets, square brackets. And we're just gonna give it some value. We're gonna say, I don't know, we'll say 50. So type in 50, comma 50, because you wanna get the both sides of the scale. And that's gonna increase the default size to at least 50, as you can see here. So now if we put the picture back on, I think it's still too small, right? If you're listening to this message, yeah, it's still too small, so we're gonna increase it even more. Let's try 80. Let's go a bit crazy. Let's try 80 and see how that looks. Okay, so that's definitely bigger now. And let's see if it's gonna be a good size here. If you're listening to this message, I want you to click that subscribe button and like this video right now. I'm not asking, I'm done asking. Okay, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Obviously, the value is dependent on how big your little icon is. So if yours is, the picture is bigger, you might have to go like a different value. So just kind of trial and error, you can kind of figure out what the best size is. But yeah, now you can just export this out with transparent background if you're using a different editing program other than Premiere. If you're using Premiere, you can just link this to your Premiere sequence with dynamic link. I think it's pretty easy that way. You don't have to, generate a big file for it. Alright, so that's the end of this video. I want to give a huge shout out to Justin Odisho, who showed me this audio keyframe assistant effect in the first place. And then, I kind of put it together to make this Discord effect. So if you want to learn more and other applications of this effect, I'll link that video in the description. Make sure to like and subscribe for more. That's basically it for this quick little video. Hopefully it's been useful. And with that being said, bye guys.